Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Munmun Bhattacharya. Coming up in the next hour. Explosion in a car near Red Fort in New Delhi claims 8 lives. President, Vice President and Prime Minister Modi condole loss of lives in the blast. PM takes stock of the situation as Home Minister visits blast site and hospital. Delhi blast case registered under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and Explosives Act. Home Minister Amit Shah holds high-level meeting today. Several Indian states and cities on high alert after the blast. Condolences pour in from across the globe. Leaders express deep sorrow with the loss of lives in the deadly blast. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Bhutan on a 2-day state visit, aims to strengthen special ties of friendship and cooperation between the two countries. President Droupadi Murmu addresses the Angolan National Assembly, highlights women empowerment in India through grassroots democracy, meets members of the Indian community in Angola to attend the 50th anniversary celebrations of Angola's independence. The United Nations Climate Conference COP30 opens in the Amazon city of Belém in Brazil with pleas for the world to keep up the fight against global warming. On to the top story that we are following at this hour. A high-intensity explosion ripped through a slow-moving car at a traffic signal near Delhi's Red Fort metro station on Monday evening, killing at least 8 people and injuring several others. Delhi police on Tuesday registered a case under sections 16 and 18 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act or UAPA and various sections of the Explosives Act and the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita at the Kotwali police station.
कोतवाली थाने के अंदर एफआईआर दर्ज कर ली गई है। उसके अंदर यूएपीए एक्सप्लोसिव्स एक्ट और भारतीय न्याय संहिता की धाराओं के तहत मुकदमा दर्ज किया गया है। सीन ऑफ क्राइम देख रहे हैं। सीन ऑफ क्राइम के ऊपर फॉरेंसिक साइंस की एफएसएल की टीम भी है। उसके अलावा और भी स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज की दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम भी है, एनएसजी की टीम भी है, जो पूरे सीन ऑफ क्राइम को यहाँ पे एग्जामिन कर रही हैं, आसपास के इलाके को भी एग्जामिन कर रही हैं और जो भी इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए जरूरी एविडेंसेज और ट्रेसेस हैं वो सारे कलेक्ट किए जा रहे हैं।
The Delhi Fire Services received a call regarding the explosion near the metro station gate number 1 at around 18:52 Indian Standard Time yesterday. The blast took place in a slow-moving car, following which several other vehicles also caught fire and sustained damage in the explosion. The area was cordoned off and rapid action force has been deployed. Besides, teams of Delhi Police, National Investigation Agency, National Security Guard and Forensic Science Laboratory are also investigating the incident. No terror outfit has so far claimed responsibility for the attack. Up on your screen is the exclusive CCTV footage of the white I-20 car moments before the blast. Police is going through CCTV clips, including footage from nearby roads and parking toll plazas. The footage is being closely examined to determine the route of the car, who brought the vehicle to the parking area, who entered or exited the car, and who later drove it out. Investigators are also tracing the vehicle's full route, from where it originated, how it reached the Red Fort parking, and how it later proceeded towards the traffic signal located directly in front of the monument. They are questioning locals and asking eyewitnesses to share information about any suspicious activity in the run-up to the incident. Mobile dump data is also being gathered. Now on your screens are the fresh visuals from the blast site. A team of Forensic Science Laboratory and security personnel are present there. It is to be noted that the blast was so powerful that it shattered windows of vehicles parked several meters away and was heard in nearby buildings of the congested area. Visuals of the incident showed plumes of fire billowing from the burning cars. Red Fort has been closed for 3 days till the 13th of November in view of the investigation. Delhi Metro has closed Lal Killa Metro Station due to security reasons, while it informed that all stations are functioning as normal. Further, the Traders Association informed that Chandni Chowk Market will also be closed on Tuesday due to the blast. After the explosion, the cause of which is yet to be disclosed by the police, a nationwide alert has been sounded, leading to enhanced security in crowded areas. Indian states of Maharashtra, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Hyderabad, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Uttarakhand are on high alert, and so is Bihar, which votes in the second and final round of polling. Authorities in Kerala have also directed the police to strengthen security across the state. India's Home Minister Amit Shah is chairing a high-level security meeting on the blast with top security officers. Home Secretary, Intelligence Bureau Chief, Delhi Police Commissioner and NIA Chief, besides other senior officials, are attending the meeting, while DGP Jammu and Kashmir has joined virtually. The high-level security meeting is taking place at Home Minister's residence in New Delhi. The Home Minister has already stressed that the top agencies in the country are investigating the incident with full intensity and that they will go in depth into the incident. Meanwhile, moments after the blast on Monday, the Home Minister visited the site and later went to meet the injured at the Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Hospital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took stock of the situation with Home Minister Amit Shah and other officials. In a social media post on X, he expressed condolences to those who have already lost their loved ones in the blast in Delhi last evening. He hoped that may the injured recover at the earliest and those affected are being assisted by authorities, he said. DD India's Jessica Taneja now joins us from Red Fort. Jessica, what's the update from ground and what are the leads so far that the investigators are pursuing?
Well, Manmohan, this is indeed a very grim morning for the national capital. I am right outside the premises of Red Fort and in fact on the Subhash mark where this entire incident took place last evening at around 6:48 p.m. And you see behind me, there is a lot of security presence and the area has been cordoned off while the investigations continue. Just few meters away from me where the tents are now set up for the investigation teams to come and sort of probe the matter and give more details as to what really is the cause behind this car blast that took 8 lives and injured several others. An incident that has left the nation mourning this particular day, and more answers will be given in a short while from now as and when the agencies are able to determine whether this was an intended blast. If so, who were the people behind it? Now, giving our viewers an understanding of what has transpired in the last 24 hours also is that the national capital has been shook by this massive blast that not just only took 8 lives and injured several others, but also sort of created a sense of panic for the residents living around here. Now, remember, this is an important path where you have the Chandni Chowk market right here, which is bustling with people all day, and especially on this important time of the year when you have weddings and a lot of tourists visiting as well, which is towards the Red Fort as well. So when the blast took off, people around, the shops around, the restaurants, even the mandir here was taken aback, and people seem to have shuddered at the thought of the intensity of the blast that they had witnessed yesterday. because if you see the parts of the car that did blow away and blow apart, could be seen even till the point where I'm standing, which is roughly around 100 feet away from where initially the blast took place, by a slow-moving I-20 that then stopped at the red light. And there were more than 6 cars that also caught fire after that, high-intensity blast took off. Now, what we do know so far, the police have ruled out a lot of causes, perhaps, but of the blast, which also includes IED blasts, etc., etc. But they're not ruling out at this point an intention of deliberate attack or to create a sense of panic in the national capital. You see, many areas have been put on high alert, including the Delhi Indira Gandhi International Airport and many other government official buildings as well. But if you talk about this, just a short while ago, Munmun, I also saw the NSG commandos team leave from here towards the site of the investigation to join in with other agencies as well, which were brought in immediately last night when the blast was reported to the local police station around 6:52 p.m. That is where the teams were called in, be it the fire tenders or the Delhi Police Special Cell, the NI, the FSL, the NSG, all had come in to sort of control the sense of chaos that was created by that blast of that intensity that we saw last evening in the national capital.
Right, Jessica Taneja reporting from Red Fort in New Delhi near the blast site. Earlier, the Jammu and Kashmir police on Monday busted an interstate and transnational terror module, arrested 7 people and seized 2,900 kilograms of possible ammonium nitrate in the past 15 days. Out of the total recovery made, 360 kilograms of possible ammonium nitrate was recovered from the house of a doctor in Haryana's Faridabad. Besides timers with batteries, arms, ammunitions, including assault rifle and walkie-talkie, were also recovered. According to officials, the recovery was made during a raid at Al-Falah Hospital in Faridabad, based on information provided by Dr. Adil Ahmed Radha during interrogation. Another doctor, Dr. Muzammil Shakil, who was employed at the hospital, has also been arrested in connection with the case. The joint operation between Haryana Police and Jammu and Kashmir Police is still underway. Political fraternity across the globe has condoled the loss of lives in the Delhi explosion. The European Union's ambassador to India, along with the envoy of France and the Egyptian embassy, offered condolences on the loss of lives in the Delhi blast on Monday evening. The U.S. State Department Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs also expressed condolences over the high-intensity blast near Delhi's historic Red Fort. Extending condolences over the incident, President Mohammad Moeeds said that Maldives stands in solidarity with the people and the government of India in this difficult time. Condolences also poured in from the ambassadors of Japan, the United Kingdom and Argentina. The ambassadors extended prayers for the injured and the deceased. The embassy of Iran also expressed deep sorrow and conveyed sympathy. Still to come on this edition of DD India Newshour, PM Modi and Bhutan King will inaugurate the Punat Sangchu 2 hydroelectric project jointly developed by India and Bhutan. President Droupadi Murmu addresses members of the Indian community in Angola. After completing her engagements in Angola, President Murmu to leave for a 3-day visit to Botswana later today.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Little about the holy relics. Welcome back. You're watching DD India Newshour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived this morning at Bhutan's Paro International Airport on a two-day state visit to the Himalayan nation. The visit seeks to strengthen the special ties of friendship and cooperation between the two nations. In Thimphu, Prime Minister Modi will participate in the ongoing Global Peace Prayer Festival. Prime Minister will also attend the celebrations dedicated to the 70th birth anniversary of His Majesty Jigme Singye Wangchuk, the 4th King of Bhutan. The visit coincides with the exposition of the sacred Piprava relics of Lord Buddha from India. Prime Minister will offer prayers to the holy relics. Upon arrival, PM Modi in a social media post said, and I quote, "Grateful to Prime Minister Tobgay for the warm and gracious welcome at the airport. This visit reflects the deep bonds of friendship and cooperation shared between our two nations. India and Bhutan enjoy a time-tested partnership anchored in trust, goodwill and mutual respect. I look forward to further strengthening our close ties during this visit." DD India correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh spoke exclusively to Prime Minister of Bhutan, Tshering Tobgay, who said people of the kingdom eagerly look forward to welcoming the elder brother, PM Modi. He also offered condolences for Delhi blast victims.
I have with me the Prime Minister of Bhutan, His Excellency Tshering Tobgay. Sir, welcome to DD India. It's a momentous occasion, former King's birthday, special Buddhist festival. How do you see Prime Minister Modi's presence on this occasion?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to let you know that we are deeply shocked at the incident that took place yesterday near the Red Fort. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims and those who are still recovering from the incident yesterday, their friends and their families. And even as investigations are going on, we stand in solidarity with the government and all the people of India. The King has commanded that we organize the historic Global Peace Prayer Festival, which we are in the middle of really. The Global Peace Prayer Festival has many different events and this is going on. And then we have also received the precious gift from Prime Minister Modi to view the sacred relic of Lord Buddha that people of Bhutan have started to venerate in Bhutan. And of course, to cap it all off, today Prime Minister Modi is visiting Bhutan. The entire kingdom, all our people are welcoming him with open hearts and open arms as a brother, as an elder brother.
And so finally, India and Bhutan share a very special development partnership as well. What can we look forward to this time? There is, of course, a hydropower project in focus. Your thoughts on it, sir?
There will be some business done also. One of the highlights is the inauguration of the Punasanchu 2 hydropower project, which is a 1,000 megawatt project. And there are many other things also planned. But again, the focus is coming together in unity to celebrate our friendship.
Prime Minister, thank you very much for speaking with DD India. That was Prime Minister of Bhutan sharing his thoughts on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bhutan and the manner in which India-Bhutan ties and friendship will be in focus. With camera person Saurabh, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India in Thimphu.
And joining us for perspective on Prime Minister's two-day state visit to Bhutan is Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj. He is with the School of International Studies in JNU. Professor Bharadwaj, welcome to DD India. To begin with, your thoughts on the spiritual and cultural significance of Prime Minister's state visit to Bhutan, considering that both countries share shared Buddhist heritage and philosophy, owing to India being the birthplace of Buddha.
Thank you, Munmin, for this occasion. While I'm watching that we are doing that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting to Bhutan. That with Bhutan, we are having very unique, very deep rooted cultural ties, cultural relations. And when particularly India is facing terror attack, yesterday you can see that Bhutan is based on the Buddhist philosophy of Mahayana stream of Buddhism.
Harmony.
So you can see that Buddha himself was more deeply advocating about the non-violence and peace. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also participating in Global Peace Festival that is also organized by Bhutanese government at this juncture. So the message is true that India is looking forward to have global peace. India is looking forward to believe in the ethos and values what Gautam Buddha has talked about the non-violence and Indian ethics and values. They always advocated about the non-violence from the civilizational period. But the point is here, when India is facing itself a direct threat from the external, supported by the external violent non-state actors, the terrorists, they are doing acts, but we are still advocating. And at this junction, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Bhutan, we are also looking forward that let the global community take the initiatives to fight these kinds of heinous crime against generations,
right.
or you can say. So we are looking forward to have very
right,
constructive,
Professor.
very positive.
We'll build on this in a bit, but let's bring our viewers up to speed with the developments so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Bhutan on what is his 2-day state visit, and there this visit is going to be extremely high on cultural as well as spiritual significance, considering shared Buddhist heritage and philosophy between India as well as Bhutan. And our correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh is now joining us. Shubhendu, we saw the Prime Minister has arrived there at the Paro International Airport. What are the events lined up for the day?
Hello, Munmun from Thimphu. If I can tell you where I am at the moment, I'm right next to the Chamlingtan Stadium and grounds, where the birth anniversary celebrations of the 4th King of Bhutan is underway. In just a short while from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to reach these grounds. Thousands of people from all walks of life in Bhutan have gathered at the stadium. The occasion, of course, is the Honorary King's birth anniversary, but the expectations are also great to have among them Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. In just a short while, Prime Minister, after receiving a welcome at the Paro Airport, where Bhutanese Prime Minister's counterpart was present in person to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is his 4th visit to the neighboring country of Bhutan. And if we look ahead, today the focus is going to be the very important civilizational and Buddhist connection between India and Bhutan. In a short while, as I mentioned, Prime Minister would be reaching the stadium here. We are also expecting Prime Minister to deliver a speech where he'll be talking about the kind of relationship that the two countries enjoy and share, and the road ahead. The occasion is the birth anniversary of the 4th King, but there is also a global peace prayer festival, a unique congregation of Buddhist lamas and peace advocates from around the world, right next to, adjacent to the stadium where this event is taking place, that Prime Minister will also be part of. Later today, there will be engagements that Prime Minister would have on the bilateral front. He would be engaging in talks with the King of Bhutan. There's also a joint inauguration of the mega power project, the P2 hydro power project that is going to be inaugurated. It's significant. It's built with India's support. India and Bhutan expertise have come together to make it. Once in place, it will increase the power generating capacity of Bhutan by about 40%. And because much of the electricity and power comes to India from Bhutan, it will also going to be a very, very sustainable source of energy for India. So in that sense, very key engagements, both on the spiritual, civilizational front, as well as bilateral, Munmun. And we're hearing that Prime Minister would be reaching this venue in just a short bit.
That Shubhendu Ghosh reporting from Thimphu, Bhutan. President Droupadi Murmu will be concluding her historic visit to Angola today by attending the 50th anniversary celebrations of Angola's independence. DD India's Divyendu Mondal sends us the special report on her visit so far and what would be her next stop. Listen in.
this is the last day of the President's visit to Angola, and over the last 2 days we have seen extensive engagement by the President of India in Angola, apart from the delegation level talks which happened day before yesterday, and also the bilateral meetings as well as the exchange of MOUs. The President, in fact, yesterday in a key important event that happened in Luanda was the address to the Parliament, and of course today.
Let's go across live now to an address being given by Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh.
Internal processes remain slow. Even the promise of the quantum computing or autonomous systems will remain unrealized if we do not build the human and the institutional capacity to absorb and supply them effectively. The spirit of harnessing new technology must extend to the way we design policy, process information, and make decisions. In that sense, technology is not only a tool but a culture. It is a way of doing things better, faster, and more intelligently. It is about ensuring that the data moves faster than doubt, that decision making is informed by evidence, and that the soldier, the scientist, and the civil servant all work in synergy through shared reform. Much of our defense readiness.
So there you heard Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. He had also made a reference to the Delhi blast victims, and he said that leading investigating agencies are investigating the matter and they will come up with a report soon, and that report will be made public on the causes behind the Delhi blast. We'll bring you up to speed with the developments as far as that blast is concerned. That's the top story that we are following in DD India. Now, as we told you, after completing her engagements in Angola, President Murmu will be leaving for a 3-day visit to Botswana later today. Her program includes bilateral talks with her counterpart, President Duma Boko, an address to the National Assembly of Botswana, and a visit to the sites of cultural and historical importance. In an exclusive conversation, DD India correspondent Shabir Dar spoke with Indian High Commissioner to Botswana, Bharat Kumar Kutati. Listen in.
The Honorable President of India is on a state visit to the Republic of Botswana, a visit that marks the new chapter in India's relationship with Africa. To understand the significance of this visit and what it means to India-Botswana bilateral relationships, we are joined by His Excellency, India's High Commissioner to Botswana, Mr. Bharat Kumar. Your Excellency, I will begin by asking you about the significance of this visit and what it means to India-Botswana relationship.
It is quite a significant visit, considering the fact that since establishment of diplomatic relations when they got independence 60 years ago, this is the first time a head of state from India is visiting Botswana. So that way, this is a milestone in bilateral relations between both the countries. This visit will definitely pave the way to further enhance the areas of cooperation, be it health, be it education, be it small and medium scale manufacturing. The opportunities are actually quite a lot in terms of further strengthening our relations.
So can you share as the overview of the trade and investment?
Let's go back to the address being delivered by India's Raksha Mantri or Defence Minister Rajnath Singh.
I have directed that we too must begin to access these sustenances costs right at the inception stage of every procurement proposals. This will help us see the full picture, not only what we invest today, but what we must sustain tomorrow. This will help us in ensuring that every decision we take is both informed and responsible, balancing immediate capability with long-term efficiency. I am confident that there exist many more such global best practices or the process technologies that can further strengthen our systems. My advice to the armed forces would be to remain in a constant state of curiosity and always on the lookout for the best practices across the world not just in technology related to equipment, but also the new technology related to the aspects of the training, logistics, planning, and the management systems. This institute can play a crucial role in this endeavor by studying, documenting, and disseminating such practices and helping the services adapt them to our national context. In fact, if given a choice, it is far better to import best practices than to import the best equipment. Because once we perfect the process and once our systems are robust, adaptive, and transparent, we will not merely purchase excellence from abroad, we can produce it here at home. And that, friends, brings us to the heart of the matter. Ultimately, the real challenge before any nation is to build systems and ecosystems that make the creation as well as the adoption of the new technology natural, swift, and self-sustaining. If our foundations are strong, our institutions agile, our minds open, and our collaboration seamless, then every new technological wave will not overwhelm us. It will propel us. We will not merely adopt the revolutions made elsewhere, but become the architects of the revolution born here. Therefore, for India, the path ahead is clear. We must move decisively from technology adoption to technology leadership. We can no longer be content with merely catching up to global innovation. We must aim to set the pace and shape the future. Our strength lies not in any single institution, but in our ecosystem of talent, ideas, and partnerships. And we have a young and inventive workforce full of imagination and purpose. And we have a vibrant startup culture that is unafraid to experiment, to take risks, and to challenge convention. Our defense industrial base is expanding with the renewed confidence and the clarity of the direction. The synergy between DRDO, our armed forces, industry, and academia is deepening and creating a virtuous cycle of research, testing, field, feedback, and innovation. We must continue to nurture the culture of innovation by giving our scientists and startups both the freedom of imagine and the support to deliver by encouraging collaboration over silos and speed over procedural in Russia. Technology leadership doesn't emerge from isolated brilliance. It grows from a national ecosystem that rewards ideas, tolerates failures, and celebrates breakthroughs. Friends, in the past, the defense and the government agencies drove technological initiatives with their spin-off benefits percolating into society.
There you heard India's Defence Minister Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh addressing the Defence Dialogue in New Delhi, where he began by extending heartfelt condolences to the victims of the Delhi blast. And he also said initially that leading investigating agencies are investigating this matter and will come up with a report soon that will be made public. He also said that he would like to assure the nation that culprits will be brought to justice. He was also speaking on the need to move from tech adoption or technology adoption to tech leadership as far as the defence forces are concerned. Still to come on DD India Newshour. Bihar votes today in the second and final phase of the assembly elections. Sergio Gore sworn in as the next US ambassador to India. In a significant outreach to the Indian diaspora, the Consulate General of India in Toronto is organizing special consular camps across Canada this month. US Launch a bombing campaign against Iran. The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Every time we would save your country.
We read between the lines, cut the clutter and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me only. Welcome back. You're watching DD India Newshour. Bihar is witnessing the second and final phase of its high-stakes Assembly election 2025 today as voting got underway from 7 in the morning across 122 Assembly constituencies spread over 20 districts. Around 14.55% voting has been registered till 9 AM Indian Standard Time in the concluding phase, which will play a decisive role in shaping the composition of the next state government. A total of 1,302 candidates are in the fray in this phase, which covers parts of central, western and northern Bihar. Nearly 3.7 crore voters are eligible to cast their ballots at 45,399 polling stations, the highest ever set up for an election phase in the state. Security has been significantly tightened across sensitive and vulnerable booths with paramilitary forces stationed in key areas. Additionally, several points along the India-Nepal border have been sealed to prevent any cross-border movement or illegal activities that could disrupt the electoral process. The counting of votes for all the 243 assembly constituencies will take place on November 14th. And joining us now for perspective is Deepika Meheto. She's bringing up ground updates. She's joining us from Jehanabad. Deepika, if you could tell us about the issues on the basis of which people would be coming out of their homes today to cast their votes.
Good morning, Munmun. We are right now in Jehanabad's Ghosi, and when we talk about the issue of the entire Bihar, there have been several key issues right from migration to job employment opportunities to women's safety and the law and order situation in different places, including Jehanabad. Jehanabad is an SC seat meant for scheduled caste and was also hit by Naxals. Before 2005, it got free from the Naxal, from the clutches of Naxalites in 2005. But after that, the development of the area also remains another key issue. When we talk to the people here in Jehanabad, they said that women empowerment, creating more job opportunities and avoiding migration by giving more opportunities right here in Bihar and specifically in those constituencies which are very key to the state. They remain the key underlines of this entire election, assembly election, when we talking about the current trend as of 11 AM, Munmun. The current trend, approximate trend, says 31% of voting has been casted in the overall Bihar 122 constituencies, whereas if we talk about Jehanabad particularly, it has been somewhere around 30%, and specifically talking about Ghosi, it has been around 29% as of 11 AM. And once again, I'll request my camera person to pan and show you the visuals that how excited the voters are. You would remember that in the phase 1 of the election, we saw a record number of voting turnout that broke record of years at 64%, rather more than that, and this time also we are expecting the similar sort of result to take place. You can see the long queues here at this Ghosi district as well, which is a very small and backward village area, but the modern polling booth has been stationed over here with the various amenities at the polling booth as well, including joy rides for kids so that nobody is bored when they stand in long queues here. Munmun.
Right, Deepika, also in view of the Delhi blast last evening, have security arrangements been further tightened?
Yes, Munmun, we've been showing you the visuals, our viewers, the visuals that how security have been beefed up. Just 5 minutes ago, the entire squadron of police battalion came here for another security check. And although when we talk about the different localities, the 122 constituencies of Bihar across the state, Bihar already ensured a tightened security setup ahead of the elections as well. We saw a similar sort of situation in phase 1 as well. But yesterday, particularly, what happened in Delhi at the Red Fort, after that, Bihar is not only on high alert because of the election, but security have been doubled up. We previously also showed you the visuals that at every gate of the polling station as well, polling booth as well, more than one police official have been deployed. And now what is the challenge in front of Election Commission of India is that there are more than 45,000 polling booths across 122 constituencies in the second phase of Bihar elections. But all the security arrangements have been made to ensure law and order in this particular area in the second phase of Bihar Assembly elections.
We'll leave it at that. Deepika Mehto reporting from Ghosi in Bihar. Sergio Gore has been sworn in as the next US ambassador to India on Monday, with President Donald Trump presiding over the swearing-in ceremony. Gore thanked Trump for entrusting him with the responsibility of the relationship with India and said, and I quote, "I look forward to enhancing the relationship between our two nations. I look forward to doing a great job for you." In August, Trump nominated Sergio Gore as India's next ambassador and special envoy for South and Central Asian affairs. During his testimony before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in September, Gore had emphasized that India is one of the most important relationships US has in the world. In a significant outreach to the Indian diaspora, the Consulate General of India in Toronto is organizing special consular camps across Canada this month. These camps are making it easier for senior citizens to obtain life certificates, an essential requirement for pensioners living abroad. On Sunday, one such camp was held in Brampton, drawing a strong response from the community. Our correspondent Tarun Paul Singh brings us this ground report from the venue.
Canada's first snow is here, but it's not stopping the Indian Consulate from helping the people. Life Certificate initiative has been taken by Indian Consulate. Huge lines are there. They are getting help from every corner. Let's talk with some people and know more about that.
Here at the Sikh Heritage Centre in Brampton, the community hall has transformed into a makeshift councillor office for the day. Since early morning, dozens of Indian origin senior citizens have been arriving to obtain their life certificates for pension purposes. The normally tranquil centre is bustling as councillor staff and local volunteers work together to assist the elderly attendees.
They don't take much time, they are very polite, they are cooperative, so we are very happy that the Consulate General of India has provided such an efficient staff.
In the main hall, help desks have been set up where consulate officials verify documents and issue life certificates on the spot. The service is provided free of charge and each certificate is processed within minutes. Local Indian pensioners have warmly welcomed this initiative. Many vote that having such service in own community saves them from long journeys or navigating complicated procedures. They describe the camp as efficient and well organized, a far cry from time-consuming process they faced in years past. For these elderly attendees, the convenience brought by the camp is more than just the time saved. It's reassurance that they have not been forgotten by the authorities back home.
Yeah, couldn't have been better day though. But it was good, well organized, and I think the staff came before time. And I think everyone's here for the same purpose, and it was nicely done.
Everybody is putting their efforts just for the betterment of the old citizens of Indian origin.
Yes, yeah, these are actually necessary with a lot of diaspora coming from India and other parts, so this obviously is needed.
A life certificate is an annual document required by Indian authorities for pensioners to prove they are alive in order to continue receiving their pension. In the past, overseas pensioners has often traveled to India or seek costly attestation abroad to fulfill this requirement. Now these hurdles have been removed. One of the first such camps earlier this month saw nearly 700 pensioners attended, highlighting the high demand for these services among the diaspora. This Brampton camp is a part of a series of outreach events being held by the Consulate General of India in Toronto throughout November. By bringing this facility to community centers, the consulate is ensuring the efficient service delivery and the welfare of senior citizens remain a priority. Tarun Paul Singh, DD India, Brampton, Canada.
Still to come on DD India Newshour. US Senate passes bill to end government shutdown, sends to House of Representatives for approval. British-Hungarian writer David Szalay wins the Booker Prize for novel Flesh. Samrat Rana scripts history at the ISSF World Championships. You're watching DD India Newshour. The US Senate passed a legislation to reopen the government and end the record-long shutdown. President Trump backed the measure, making it likely that the bill could come to his desk within days. Meanwhile, the consequences of the shutdown have been compounding. US airlines cancelled more than 2,000 flights, and the Federal Aviation Administration limited private flights at a dozen major US airports. Here's a report.
The US Senate on Monday passed a bill that will fund the government through January 30th and fund some agencies like the Department of Agriculture and Veteran Affairs for the remainder of the fiscal year. The bill narrowly passed by a 60-40 vote. 8 Democrats voted for the bill, while Senator Rand Paul was the only Republican to vote against the bill. It next heads to the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, where Speaker Mike Johnson said that he's expecting the lower chamber to hold a vote on government funding as early as Wednesday. If it passes there, it would go to President Donald Trump for a signature and end the government shutdown now in its 41st day. The final version of the bill extends government funding through January 2026. It also includes 3-year-long funding bills for various federal agencies and programs and reinstates federal workers who were laid off during the shutdown. Earlier, Trump said on Monday that the deal to end the government shutdown was very good, adding that he would abide by the agreement while noting some terms might still change.
Well, I will be. I'll abide by the deal. The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system. I hope that we're going to be able to have a health care where Lindsay and I were discussing it, Jim and I were discussing it, and Katie, we discussed it. We want a health care system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies.
Meanwhile, thousands of flights were cancelled at the nation's busiest airports. US President Donald Trump on Monday demanded air traffic controllers return to work, threatening to curtail the pay of any controller who did not go back. Trump stood by the claim in his post that he would send a $10,000 bonus for anyone who worked throughout the entirety of the shutdown. Trump also said his administration will begin establishing a new air traffic control system in the coming weeks.
We are now in the process, we're in final bids of getting the finest system anywhere in the world. I've analyzed it. Sean Duffy has been working really hard on it, doing a fantastic job, by the way. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be handing out the finest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. All the towers will be equipped.
Despite Trump's threatening social media post, the Federal Aviation Administration reported late on Monday that it had staffing issues at nearly 24 air traffic facilities across the United States. Given how extensive the disruptions were, airline executives were pessimistic that the FAA would lift the restrictions anytime soon. Bureau Report, DD India.
US President Donald Trump on Monday demanded air traffic controllers return to work as travelers endured another day of flight cancellations, threatening to curtail the pay of any controller who did not go back. Trump said he would award those who have not taken time off during the 41-day shutdown $10,000 bonuses and would welcome the resignations of the rest. Some 20% to 40% of controllers have been absent on any given day at the 30 biggest US airports during the shutdown. Trump also said his administration will begin establishing a new air traffic control system in the coming weeks.
We are now in the process, we're in final bids of getting the finest system anywhere in the world. I've analyzed it. Sean Duffy has been working really hard on it, doing a fantastic job, by the way. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be handing out the finest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. All the towers will be equipped.
British-Hungarian author David Zale has won the 2025 Booker Prize for his novel Flesh, a haunting tale of ambition, loss and identity. Zale's win marks his first Booker after previously being shortlisted in 2016 for All That Man Is. David Zale's novel Flesh tells a tortured story of a Hungarian immigrant who makes and loses a fortune. The novel examines masculinity and moral decay through spare, powerful prose. He beat 5 other shortlisted authors to claim the prestigious literary prize. Speaking to the Booker Prize organizers, Zale said he wanted to craft a story that began with Hungary, ended with England, exploring Europe's deep cultural and economic divides. You're watching DD India Newshour. Time now for all the sports action. India has confirmed 2 medals at the Asian Archery Championships 2025 in Dhaka. Both the men's recurve team featuring Atanu Das, Rahul and Yashdeep Bhoge and the women's compound team of Jyoti Surekha, Prithika Pradeep and Deepshika reached their finals. The women's team overcame Vietnam and Bangladesh while the men defeated Kazakhstan. Deepshika leads the individual compound rankings with 705 points. Both teams have set up a clash with archery powerhouse South Korea in the summit finals, the compound final on November 13th and the recurve final on November 14th as India aims to turn silver into gold. Young Indian shooter Samrat Rana created history in Cairo, clinching gold in the men's 10-meter air pistol at the prestigious ISSF World Championships. The 20-year-old became the first Indian pistol shooter in an Olympic discipline to be crowned world champion. His triumph also powered India to the team gold in the event with 3 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze medals. Overall, India climbed from 5th to 3rd in the medal standings. China continued to lead the table with 6 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze. Samrat shot 243.7 in the final to beat back the challenge of China's Hu Kai, who took the silver in a nerve-wracking medal round with a score of 243.3. Significantly, this was also the first time 2 Indian shooters won medals in the same event at the World Championships. World number 2, Jannik Sinner, got off to a solid start in his title defence at the ATP finals before his home fans, defeating Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime 7-5, 6-1 on Monday. Throughout the match, Auger-Aliassime appeared slowed by a left calf issue that arose near the end of the first set, allowing Sinner to comfortably take control. Sinner will next face world number 3, Alexander Zverev of Germany. To reclaim the top spot, Sinner must win the season-ending event with no Alcaraz showdown possible in the final. Notably, Sinner won the title in Turin last year without dropping a set and has not lost at the event since the 2023 final against Novak Djokovic. Indian Army's Sandeep Kumar secured the Penta Grand Tent Pegging Championship 2025 trophy, while BSF's Akash claimed the silver medal. In the under-14 category, Sanvi Singh of Gurukul School won the UP State Equestrian Association trophy as the best rider, with Nandini Vats finishing runner-up. In under-10, Aisha Attar emerged best rider. The tournament, hosted by the Uttar Pradesh State Equestrian Association, Equewings Sports and Gurukul Horse Riding Club, saw international participation. In the Junior International Trot Trent Pegging event, the Belarus girls team triumphed with the overall championship trophy. That's it then in this edition of DD India News Hour. But do share your thoughts with us on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. This is Munmun Bhattacharya from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.